and welcome to Five Things to Know, a Tax Talk Today exclusive. I'm joined today by Erin Mosher. Erin is the Director of Education at the National Association of Enrolled Agents, where she oversees the strategic design and development, as well as the execution of all in-person and virtual education events and programming. Erin brings a passion for lifelong learning to NAEA, along with more than 10 years of experience in association education events. Erin, on behalf of our viewers, it's my pleasure to welcome you to Tax Talk today, where IRS representatives and tax industry leaders come together to share their knowledge and experience working with the federal tax law. As an NAEA member myself and former chair of NAEA's Education Committee, I know just how important member education and professional development are to NAEA, and I'd like to talk with you more about this. First of all, again, thank you for joining me. When it comes to educating its members, what is the mission that NAEA has?
Sure. Education, both for seasoned practitioners and those earlier in their careers, is really essential to who we are as an organization. We believe in providing the most current information in the most convenient way possible. We accomplish this a number of different ways, from our webinars to our online courses, the EA Journal, and of course, in-person networking events and workshops. This year alone, we're offering both in-person and virtual events. Coming up, we've got the Virtual Tax Summer School, which is in August. And then our next in-person event post-pandemic is the Special Topics Workshop in Las Vegas, Nevada in July.
Well, one of the things that NAEA does do, which is pretty exclusive to NAEA, and that's the National Tax Practice Institute, or NTPI. Can you tell us a little bit about NTPI? Now, I know what it is, but I think it'd be better to hear from somebody else.
Absolutely. The National Tax Practice Institute, which I'll refer to as NTPI, is a three-part program on tax representation, ending with the NTPI Fellow designation. In 2020, we revamped the whole program, really with a greater focus on adult learning. We added breakout sessions to every level with more case studies, examples, and opportunities for peer learning and greater engagement. We also added new requirements, and these go into effect in 2022, which will require the participants to take the education and then apply and be accepted with a portfolio before they can use the NTPI Fellow designation. I'm going to go over the application requirements very briefly. First, you have to submit a CV demonstrating 2 years full-time equivalent experience in the tax field, a proof of active EA, CPA, or a bar license, a copy of your individual representation engagement letter, a summary of 3 completed resolution cases, and a deliverable from each case that's been redacted, and then a 1-page vision statement on how you're going to leverage the NTPI Fellow credential moving forward.
Wow, that's interesting. What about the fellows? And I'm going to excuse this as my same question now. What about the fellows that are already fellows, such as myself? I received my fellowship a few years back. Do I have to still do this to keep my fellowship?
That's a good question, Alan. And no, you don't have to apply through this. So all of the former NTPI fellows are grandfathered into the new application system. But that actually kind of brings me to my next point, Alan, which is if you've already started your NTPI journey or currently in it, there's a number of different ways that you can finish it before the new requirements go into effect in 2022. First, level 1 was offered this past June live virtually. So you can still take it on demand, and it's going to be available for 1 year from air date. And we are currently offering level 2, which we were unable to offer at all last year due to the pandemic. So we're excited that it's back. It is live now. So if you're not taking it, that's okay, because it's also going to be offered on demand for 1 year from the air date. Now, if you are taking it on demand, we understand that the experience is a little different because you don't get those live case studies and breakouts. So what we've done is we've added in some Ask the Expert roundtables that'll be happening later this year. So you can still get some one-on-one time with the instructors, as well as get some peer coaching and peer learning from those that are taking the class. So if you're interested in learning about that program, you can check out our website at naea.org/careers and learning.
Great. Now, you mentioned this tax summer school. For two questions here, really built into one, but first one is when will we see this coming, or how is that different than NTPI?
Yeah, so we're excited to bring it back. Our tax summer school, it's our second annual one. It's happening this year, August 3rd through 26th, as a part of NAEA's summer series. It was very popular last year, so we're happy that it's back. It's a webinar series with 14 different webinars focusing on tax education, ethics, and practice management for a total of 27 CE, good for IRS, CTEC, and NAEA CE. We do 3 to 4 webinars a week, which I understand can be a lot. So don't worry if you miss one, because it will also be on demand for a year from air date.
Great. Now, I believe that there is a special topics, and you mentioned a live show. This will be the first live presentation, and he's done since, with the pandemic. I understand it's already sold out, but for those of us that did not get a chance, what are we missing out on?
Well, we are excited to be back in person, I have to admit, and it is sold out. We're so excited about that. We're hosting the Special Topics Workshop, like you said, in Las Vegas, July 25th through 27th. And it's different because it's focusing really on just tax education and practice management. It's a single track. It's all focused, so everyone will be together. 12 IRS CE and NASBA CE if you're in person. Because it is sold out, we are also going to be selling it on demand for those who weren't able to register or maybe aren't quite comfortable yet being in person. So keep your eyes peeled for some more information on that. But we are also doing a second in-person event this year. It's going to be the Winter Education Academy in Scottsdale, Arizona, happening in December. So keep your eyes open for some information from us on that in the next couple weeks.
Great. Now, over the years, I've both presented and attended to many of these events that NAEA has put on, NTPI, as well as the tax prep track that we used to call it. And the quality is always bang on. That's something that we do. I always try to do my best, and I feel that all the other presenters out there do the same. I was as a former volunteer, and I'm always still offering my services anytime you would like. But as a former volunteer, I know there's others that want to get involved as well. And it's always good for a change. How can somebody that wants to get involved with on the education side of NAEA?
Well, and we have really enjoyed having you, Alan, and we look forward to your future involvement in your future speaking engagements. There's a number of different ways to get involved with NAEA's education. We are always excited to bring the best of the industry to our members and welcome participation in a number of different areas. You could join our education committee or one of its 3 subcommittees that focus on NTPI, tax education, or practice management. You could be an instructor like Alan if you're an expert in a specific topic, or you can even volunteer to become a subject matter expert for media inquiries. We really, though, want to know how you want to get engaged. And so we're really excited about a NAEA member survey that will be released here in the upcoming weeks. So with our members' participation, the survey is an excellent way for to help NAEA shape the education program for the future in a way that truly matches what the needs of the tax pros are. There's also a number of other ways just to get CE. We have our on-demand library of content, our monthly webinars, and of course, you can always keep up with Tax Talk Today programming for education, professional development, and CE credit.
Great. Well, Erin, this has been really fun and I really do appreciate your input. Thank you so much for joining us on 5 Things to Know. On behalf of our viewers, I want to also thank you for your service with NAEA, particularly as Director of Education. Your work in this role has really benefited NAEA members and tax preparer communities. Thanks again, and we look forward to having you back on another Tax Talk Today program. Thank you all for watching, and as always, it's been great learning with you. Be sure to join us again on an upcoming Tax Talk Today program.